Now, is that a different song or the same song?
It's the
I
same.
think
Well,
it's
I have different songs, but this is our go-to song. I just spliced the middle of it.
Oh, okay. I just dance to all the songs. All I hear is Travel Tuesdays
Yeah, that's the only words I really. But that's
with
wonderful.
Ron and Rick.
That's
Thank you so much, Mary.
hey, thank AI.
Amazing, huh?
I
Beast.
mean, we're not talking to the real Mary.
Someday, someday.
This is her AI twin.
hmm I
Okay.
don't know if I could, curse the world with that.
That is the technology now that's a no-brainer technology for presentations, where you create an AI twin that does the presentation like it's you, and nobody even knows that it's not you. It's that realistic. That's where we are in today's technology with AI, where they have the AI twin that does the presentation for you. So a person can do 1,000 presentations at one time.
Yeah, and you can
So
be
for
on the
that,
beaches. Make that work.
Oh,
and
You
I'm
show up
on the
at the
beaches,
office. I'll take a vacation.
and I'm on the beaches. It's amazing technology. And the different advances that we have in technology. And just the whole deal. Isn't that something?
yes.
You know,
It's great when it's used properly. It saves so much time in what I do.
I know, because even the graphics that people do now,
Hmm.
just run it through AI. It creates it for you. In the past, you'd have to pay an illustrator a ton of money and time. Not anymore.
And you had to have a talent to draw.
You have to have a talent to draw. Yeah, it's amazing. I had a chance to talk to Glow yesterday.
How'd that go?
Awesome. Yeah, she's got quite a bit going on,
hmm
and she's working with moms and showing them different opportunities. And she just signed with a radio station that broadcasts to the Caribbean. And so she's got quite an audience that I was telling her, and you may want to just follow up. I was telling her that there's a lot of people that's hurting that are looking for opportunities, and travel is a great opportunity.
Hmm.
Whether it's the Caribbean, whether it's the moms that are looking for opportunities that she's already talking to, she's holding something in her hand potentially that can help a lot of people.
hmm Yeah, I'll be on
Okay.
her radio show July 24th.
Okay. I was also talking to her about neurodiversity travel.
Yeah.
And it was interesting because she was talking about, she said her son has different sensory triggers.
hmm
And will go to a place and it's just perfectly normal until triggered. And then, she's got a situation that she has to deal with. And I was
Yep.
telling her, like, for yourself, being able to work with those families to help them travel more, and then to work with the industry to be more accommodating, and then to work with the travel agents to show them how to market to those families.
Well, that's the way I love the checklist because that checklist breaks down those triggers so
Hmm.
that as an agent, as TSA, as hotels, they know what those triggers are. But it's also for law enforcement, and people in that environment when you do travel. It's
Well, you know all
we can.
about that, Mary. You like to get those
I
local
do.
cops involved real quick.
That's
Hey,
true.
when it involves children, minutes count.
Hmm.
So
Well,
what
the
you,
sad part was is we just went through that in a neighboring town of ours.
Just recent?
Yep, yesterday, an autistic kid eloped.
What happened?
So it's called elopement. Basically, what autistic children do, if they're uncomfortable in their environment, they will either cower and hide or they will run off. And
What was that word you used?
Elope?
elopement. Yep,
Did you say elope?
correct.
It's like adults do.
Oh, you mean what Brenda and I did?
Oh,
It's a nice way of saying running away.
Honey, if they don't care about us, let's just run away. You and me.
um, I've seen your wedding pictures. You eloped with a whole crew.
You guys with me? Let's go. I'm sorry, Mary. Go ahead.
No, I was. Hey, I went to the courthouse. It was quick. It was easy. I was on the plane out 2 days later.
Oh,
Did you have a big wedding, Ron and Linda?
yeah. Yes. Yes. We did.
yes.
Nice. That must have been awesome.
And Linda's mom, not only did she make Linda's dress, the bridesmaid's dress, then she made all the food for the reception with about 300 people. It was
Wow.
incredible. She made, we had beef on rack rolls. She made the beef. She made the rolls. We had ham. We had turkey. I mean, beef. It was
Wow.
Our
incredible.
wedding was not just one day. We had for weeks. We had aunts and everyone over cooking, purchasing everything, cooking everything, um, and setting up. Yeah, we had. It was wonderful.
Did
You had
you
an Amish wedding, is what they called it. That's the tradition in the Amish world. Is that a wedding is like a week, 2 week long process.
Yeah. Well, my mom has always done catering. Had always done catering. Besides
really?
being she professionally made wedding gowns, not just mine. She made others, but mine was amazing. Yeah, we just Ron still is upset that he never got any of the Italian cookies that one aunt made.
I got ripped off. I didn't get any of the special cookies.
Oh,
You snooze, you lose.
that your
They were gone
that your
before we
mom
got
made.
back
They were
home.
gone. They were gone before he could get them.
Well, we had to stop for photos, and so we had pictures taken. And by the time we got to the reception hall, um, which of
They were
course,
scarfed
this
up by
is
all
how
the
fancy
uncles.
we were.
They
It was a
stuffed them up.
VFW post where my dad was the commander. So
Wow. So
yeah, it was fun.
that was big news in town. Your wedding.
For years, everybody wanted to have a reception after a wedding. All family members, they wanted to have one, just like Ron and Linda's.
Oh my gosh, that is awesome.
It was great. It was great.
We were
We
truly
have we
blessed.
have film. My uncle had a brand new Kodak
Sound movie camera.
movie camera. Now this is 1974, and so he filmed the service and a lot of the
The sound.
reception.
You say no
Lots of fun.
sound?
Oh
No,
yeah,
it
with
had
sound.
sound.
With sound.
Free
Wow.
video.
Yeah.
Was it
It
one of
was
the with the tick 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 tick? Or
no,
was it
no. It was some brand new um camera that Kodak had come out with, and so now we have it on a DVD. So at our
oh
50th wedding
nice.
anniversary a couple of years ago, we had it playing, and it was a hoot because we had a lot of people at our party that were there
Oh
50
my
years ago.
gosh.
It was a lot of fun. Yeah.
Oh, oh man. When
They
did
actually they had me on film saying I do. Clear. We didn't have anything else. Well, they can hear me saying I do. I
So
did.
there's no way to get around that.
Yeah, it was fun. It
This,
was fun.
yeah, yeah. You were like on tape forever.
Yes.
Did you ever have one of those? What do they call them with the tick, 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 tick? The old ones,
Projector?
where we filmed it and it came out on the little tape with the reel.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
That was way back,
yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah,
Oh,
Ron,
like the Zapruder film.
huh?
Kind of like the Zapruder film.
I
I
don't
mean, I
know
used to
The
that.
have one
JFK.
of those where you had to tape the little reels and you have to roll it up and then put it in the projector.
Yeah, had some. They had been left in the attic and they all disintegrated. So,
Yeah,
um,
yeah, yeah,
you know,
yeah.
we
Oh man, one of
transferred
these.
some to a CD, but not too many.
So you
But no,
you had
this
yours
was,
transferred to a CD?
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. We have a
Wow.
place
A
in
service that does it in town.
yeah. So because ours was originally a reel to reel, I think, but I mean it was very smooth. But then we had it transferred to the CD, so that's what we played.
So real, about that big.
Oh
Yeah,
wow. Nice.
but now
Yeah,
it's
we
just
we skimped. We tried to skimp on and save on the photographer, and so we hired this guy for like $50. He was terrible.
oh
All the pictures were from way up far away and dark and
oh
Well, that's like the lady that made our wedding cake. Our wedding cake was a disaster, but
yeah.
you
It
know
was really the
everything else
only
went
thing.
great.
Yeah, it was the only thing that we were disappointed in. But it was funny. We were married in a Catholic church, but we didn't have a Catholic mass. We had run, and so it kind of caught the photographer by surprise because he was like kind of not paying attention and thinking it was going to be some long mass. And we had Ron's minister and our Monsignor, who is a friend, a family friend, and so it was, it wasn't a long,
Yeah,
um,
he said, "Tell me quick, tell me true, tell me faster, nuts to you." It was over.
it
well,
wasn't quite that fast.
if it had been a Catholic mass, you'd still be in there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well,
So
we still had to go to pre-K now with the priests and everything, and that was a real trip.
Yeah, I went to a Catholic school, and so I'm totally familiar with the Catholic mass. Boy,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like on and forever and ever, and it's good, but you just oh my gosh, it'll wear you out. But that's like some of the Baptist services too, where they start at one time and 4 hours later.
Oh my, yes. We were invited to a church and the problem was they had like 6 collections and we had put our money in the first one
On the
and then
first
they
one,
kept coming around.
I know.
It's like, oh my.
Yeah, it gets you down to like 50 cents, because you start off, okay, yeah, I'll give a $20 offering on the first one, and then the second one. I think we have a $5 bill in there. Okay, yeah, let's do a five. It's on and on and on and on and
Yes.
on. 50 cents. Okay, no, that's it. No more, no more. So, what would you say? Looking at the logo here on the top, it
Uh-huh.
says freedom, family, mental health, and just reset. If you were talking about travel for each one of these, what would you say for freedom?
Just be
seeing
able to
the
get up.
idea of a trip that we can go on in the future and being able to do it, to be able to accomplish that, to have the tool to make it happen. See, you have to have tools to be able to accomplish freedom. It takes defense. And so, like you spent many years of your life in our military defending for our freedom. So you're a hero in that sense. And people today, more and more as we come up to our 250th anniversary, I think more people are available, are aware, and can see. And I think it's a positive thing. And I think it's when you see how the other countries that are coming here for the World Cup and they're running around and they're so excited because they get to experience. They don't see what we see going in a grocery store. You know, when we were in England, about how long ago was it? 85, honey, when we went to
Yeah,
England the first time.
86.
Um, there were very few grocery stores. And the grocery stores that were there had very little on the shelves. Well, we have all these people coming from all over the world. They're overwhelmed with the row after row after row. We got 27 different kinds of bottles of ketchup. Not one, 27 snacks. Then we got aisle after aisle of snacks. You go to the dairy counter. You want a milk? What kind you want? Eggnog, chocolate, strawberry, banana. You get any flavor of milk you want.
Any
How about
kind of
yogurt?
milk.
That's right.
I don't even like this stuff, but there's a counter a mile long with your yogurt. See, people don't realize how good we got it. We are so blessed. And so having freedom is what allows that to happen.
Amen. Anybody else?
Well, one thing, when we talk about, the freedom family, and reset, just reset, sometimes we have to step back to realize, what we have and what we are allowed to do. We can just get up and travel across the country if we wanted. You could drive, you could fly, you could take a
Mary,
bike
you
if you
got some
wanted.
feedback
But
going.
it's on. Oh, the but there's very few travel restrictions. It's not like we have to check at a border to go to Pennsylvania. um and then even for us, because we're right on the border of Canada, you know you just check in at the border and just, where are you going? Oh, we're going, whatever, just tell them what you're doing. There's really very limited restrictions on us for to travel, whereas in other countries you have to stop. When you think of the United States, think of Europe being all different countries. Well, United States is different states, but we don't have border checks at each state. So you just have the freedom to travel. And I think that's one of the things, watching, the people coming here for those world games are just amazed at. Besides the vastness of the country, that even us, we don't always realize how vast, the country is. Um, but from their viewpoint, just being able to cross borders without any stopping. It's not like you're traveling from France into the Netherlands,
Right.
or anything that you would have, the restrictions. But again, but we do have the freedom to fly over to Europe, or fly to the Caribbean, or take a ship to the Caribbean, or so you just, and again, travel really itself is a tool to broaden your horizons, learn different cultures, learn about different parts of the world, parts of the country. And so, we have that freedom to do that. So many people don't take advantage of their freedom.
It's
You
true.
know, you like in your own little neighborhood, your own little, and never venture out. Um, and that's kind of sad, um, that you don't have to travel far. Say, um, think of 100-mile radius. Draw a circle around from where your starting point to 100-mile radius, and explore. Where can you go for a weekend? Where can you? What can you experience? Something new and something different, and just use your freedom, um, and like family reunion time is coming up, you know, seeing people that maybe you haven't seen for a while, um, and just I guess my whole thing with travel is we got a call, actually a text yesterday. We're putting together a um, bus trip with Diamond Tours, and
Oh,
somebody has
sure.
already said, I want to, how did she word it? I want to see parts of the United States, but I don't want to do it alone. And
Wow.
so, she's joining our bus tour. Um,
Wow, that's heavy
and
duty.
and that's something, so a person I don't even know, but because Diamond Tour puts out, oh, there's this one tour coming up, and so people can, besides the people that we are inviting and talking to, other people that contact Diamond Tours directly can get put onto our tour.
Oh,
So
wow.
that's really something neat. But like she said, I want to see different parts of the United States, but I don't want to do it alone. Well,
Wow.
a a group tour is the perfect way of doing that. So
That's good. You don't even think about it
It's
that people
complete.
are what's that, Ron?
It's complete. The travel is already set up, place where they're going, the admissions to the sound live sound theater where they're putting on a presentation of Joshua. It's a biblical theater that runs year round, and they do. And this company specializes. This isn't the only trip they do. They actually we get a brochure. We probably have 50 brochures where this bus company goes to, and people can we can they go online to a master list, a diamond. They can choose to go where they're at and get
Wow.
on the cruise, the tour somewhere close to them, and then go on a trip, and it's really neat. Now, in this case, our church is sponsoring this trip, so it's going to benefit financially. The money they're going to dedicate for profit
Wow.
commissions to the youth group for their mission trip.
That's awesome. What about the meals?
They're included
The meals are included.
breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
breakfast and dinner are included, and then you're on your own, for lunch. But of course, you're at places that it's available. So it's really
That
cool.
is just
And
amazing.
because you're on a bus trip as opposed to an airplane, um, you can bring a little cooler with snacks and drinks in it. So you're not, and that's what, like Mary and I were talking about, going on a train, taking a train trip. You can move around. You can. I love trains, and you can bring things on, with you, and then but you can also aren't strapped into one seat. You can have a little more freedom, especially with kids. That's trains just work out wonderful.
I remember we used to because someone would always have that chicken sandwich or fish sandwich
Peanut butter, Rick. Peanut butter.
and smell up the whole bus, right? Pull out their chicken sandwich. Used to have my mom would maybe a chicken sandwich and or a fish sandwich. I was always so aware that okay, this is going to smell up the whole bus. Okay. Oh yeah, yeah. Eat my little chicken sandwich. So
The
I'm
most we
looking
had
at
was
it,
bologna.
bologna. I
Oops.
know, right? Bologna was a big deal. Hey, bologna was good though. You fry it up, bologna sandwich, and cut the four things in the edges, make it flat, so it
Yep.
didn't kind of curl up on you.
Yep.
But looking at freedom, it's just, and I was thinking about as you were saying, you guys was talking about the folks who are coming here for the World Cup. They're blown away as they were in the past with America
Yeah.
because now they're getting a refresh on who we really are
Yes.
and what we have, and like you said, the grocery stores and all the different places to shop. and all the prices that are reasonable, and all the different attractions that are around, and all the places to eat, and the beer, and the liquor, and all the
Seven
things
Eleven.
that we have, huh?
7-Eleven. They're going crazy over just a 7-Eleven.
Seven
Well, you know
Eleven.
what too? It's and all of them, they have mentioned the friendliness of the people.
Yeah,
And
you know what though? That's why. And I was reading this one book or watching some special, and it was saying that travel is political. Travel is political because it allows you to see at the people level that
yes,
everybody is the same.
and not
And the
just the
government
media,
pit us
just
against each other, and the politicians pit us against each other to be divided. But really, at the human level, people to people, everybody is the
yes,
same. They want the same thing. They have the
yes,
same values, the same love for
yeah,
family, freedom, mental health, and just to be able to reset. We are just the same. And that's why I say travel is political. And like you were saying, Linda, some people never leave their neighborhood. And so they
mm-hmm,
never experience other cultures. They never experience other foods. And when you raise like our kids, they traveled with us, and they are so well rounded, and because we took them overseas, we took them on cruises, and we took them on so many cruises. They were saying, "Oh, not another cruise." We're like, "Shut up! You got folks who haven't gone on one." So, but when I look at freedom, I really think about how on a dime we can say, "I want to go someplace." We
Yeah.
can say, "I want to go here. I want to go there," on a dime. And like Linda was saying, you were saying, there are no restrictions to travel across, a border to another state. There are no restrictions to get on a cruise, to get on a plane. And it's really sad that people don't use that freedom to get away, even if it's a staycation. To use that freedom to get away. And of course, we know family. It brings the family that travels together stays together. I
mhm.
mean, you really get to know each other when you travel, huh?
Yes.
The
Yes,
close quarters. Do you have a conversation? Like you, Ron, you and Linda, you guys enjoy being together. Like Brenda and I, we enjoy being together,
hmm
and we have a conversation. We like each other, and so over time, it doesn't get old. Yeah, one or two things happen maybe within a couple, but we enjoy each other,
right, right.
and we just we just
We don't have,
keep.
we never say goodbye. We just
Yeah,
say we'll see you for the next trip. And there's
yeah.
always another trip coming up.
There's always another trip. But Brenda and I was on the 15-day transatlantic crossing with Princess. She completed the online training, became a Commodore, and so having completed that training, they give you a free cruise for two anywhere they cruise. And usually the longer cruises are taken, boom, like that. So she completed the training. She's looking at the available cruises, and she sees the 15-day Western Europe cruise.
Uh-huh.
And we're like, book it! Rick, should I book it? Book it! Hurry, 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 hurry. She books it. Then we realize it's a transatlantic repositioning,
One way.
doesn't come back to the States. It's like, okay, we booked it, but how do we get home? But the freedom. Now,
Yeah,
when you combine and look at that freedom and you combine it with the business,
yes.
and the business had given us time freedom, financial freedom, and the freedom of mobility. And
hmm
so you're positioned. You see, that's why people want to look at opportunities because you're positioning yourself for the future. Don't just look at today. Look at 5 years from now, 10 years from
Right,
now. You
right.
know, life as life lasts. And so we had done this way before. So by the time we took that cruise, we had freedom of mobility. We
hmm
had freedom of time. And of course, it was a free cruise, but freedom, financial freedom.
Right,
And so
right.
because it didn't come back to the States, it wasn't devastating. Can you imagine? if we didn't have that time freedom and we realize, okay, we booked this, it
How
doesn't
do
come
we
back
get
to the
home?
States. What do we do? But because we had that freedom, we said, okay, let's go to, let's take the cruise. It ends up in London, Stonehenge. We'll be in London. There's an American base, military base in London, in England. Let's go on the cruise. Stonehenge comes back to Heathrow. They have buses that go to this military base that you can catch from Heathrow. And so we jumped on the bus with a lot of military folks who was going to the military base. And it was like a 2, 3 hour ride and rode that bus to the military base, got on the military base and went to lodging and said, hey, we're here. We'll be here for probably a week or so. And can we get some lodging? They said, oh, yeah, you're in luck. We have general officers' quarters that we're gonna be able to give to you that you can stay in. And so we go in this huge, general officers' quarters, and it's like, yeah, this is awesome, this is nice. All the it's just set up like it's for a general officer. So the fridge is stocked, everything's in place. And so we stayed there for a couple of days, and we had planned because we were stuck in Europe. Why don't we fly over to Europe, fly over to Germany from London and use a military hop and jump on a military hop to go over to Frankfurt in Germany. And then let's go down to Ramstein, which is about an hour and a half south of
Mhm.
Frankfurt, train ride. And so we put this whole trip extension on that 15 days because of the freedom,
Wow.
the ability, freedom of time, freedom of finance. And and so we extended it out another couple of weeks. It was a total of like 6 weeks or seven. And so we did that whole experience. We couldn't catch a military hop, so we took a commercial flight. This always reminds me of Ron, you and Linda, that went through Belgium, and of course the Belgium chocolate.
Oh, yeah.
And I bought every flavor. Now you guys, it was cool because they were giving out the samples, and you just stuff your pockets, stuff your pockets.
We had a grocery bag.
Well, we did buy things. We did buy things
Okay,
besides all the stuff.
you didn't just ugly
Cologne.
American stuff your
We were
pockets
in
up.
Cologne, Germany. Yep.
So now it was funny because over in Europe there it's different. So we went to the coffee shop at the Belgium airport, and they had this, all those nice cookies that you just love
Mm.
stockpiled. I mean, it's like a pile of them in front of the coffee shop, and they're free. I'm like, okay, just take one. These
In
other
each
cookies,
hand.
and yeah, ugly Americans, right? Sometimes, and so one hand, just one hand, and we got the coffee. So we finally get on a plane, going to Frankfurt, flying to Frankfurt, Germany from Belgium. Take the train down. We're seeing towns like Frankenstein, and get to Ramstein, stay in the quarters, lodging in Ramstein for another another week. And it's like, and then I start thinking, how am I going to get home? How do I get home? I'm on an American military base. Do I go to a commercial airport? Do I catch a military hop from here to the States? And to have that freedom of time, you can make those kinds of decisions.
Yeah.
But that didn't just happen. Like people looking at the show, you want to make a decision now for the next 5 years, for the next 10 years, to enjoy the freedom, to enjoy family, to enjoy, mental health, to just reset. That happens now, not tomorrow. That's a way of living, a way of thinking, a way of just enjoying life. A lot of times people don't, they're so wound up, so tight, huh? Travel loosens you up. And so we finally catch a military hop, and it wasn't a military plane, it was a commercial 747 that has some troops on it returning home from deployment. And we jumped on that plane, and they just took care of those guys, and they just took care of us. And man, and we finally get to the States, BWI in Baltimore, and find out that it's snowing in Colorado.
Ah.
And so we said, okay,
We don't
we can
gotta
either
go
go
home.
home, huh?
You don't gotta go home.
We don't got to go home. Do we go home, deal with the snow, or do we jump on another military flight and head down to Charleston with Brenda's parents? And so we say, let's go down to Charleston for another week. And so we jump on a military flight, and that's the flight. They actually let me sit behind the pilot and the navigators for the entire flight. And I was like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. And so we make it down to Charleston. We stay another week. Snow melts in Colorado, and in that within that week, and then we fly home. And that was a full circle. It really teaches you that just take your time. You don't have to worry.
Yeah.
You know, whatever available options that you're looking for, if you can just rest, it will show up. As opposed to harrying life. And so
Yeah.
we look at family, mental health. Of course, our mental health. Sometimes you got to get away, huh? Have you ever reached a point where it's like, okay, I need a vacation?
And
It seems every
with
time we
with
come to that point, one comes up.
and with
That's
you
true.
with the whole thought of the mental health, just realize too, what happened to your camera, Ron? What the other thing too is knowing things may not always go as planned. You can schedule, you can make arrangements, but things don't always go as planned. But everything, there'll be people that can help. There's situations, you you know, there's always, you know, you may not have the right seat that you want, or that you may miss a flight. Everything can work out. Just stay
We've done
calm
all
and
those things,
just,
Linda.
yeah. Yeah, we
What's
know
that?
how.
We've missed flights. We ended up not getting the seats that we were assigned when we were expecting. We still got there. We still
That's right.
accomplished our first cruise. We missed the plane. Plane took off without us.
And
And
you still made it. Was that the Hope Cruise?
no, no, this was our first cruise back in the 80s. Um, Ron had
The
been
big red
with
boat.
Joel the night
Oh, the
before
big.
they got
Okay.
home. We woke up at 6:45. Unfortunately, our plane left at 6:45. But what you do, you get to the airport, they put us on another flight. The pilot tried to get our, because we had checked our luggage, he tried to get our luggage off. He put us into first class so that we could get off the plane fast. He flew
Wow.
in, got in 20 minutes earlier. Um,
We
I
flew
mean,
to Pittsburgh.
yeah, we just everything just went. We got we got on the ship. Um, now the funny thing is, this is back in the 80s when no one had cell phones. I mean,
Yeah.
they weren't, so we were with 10 other couples that had no idea where we were, but we made it. We made it. Um, and those are the kind of things. Yes, it was upsetting, but at the same time, so many people reached out to help, and
We
you
made
know,
it.
yeah,
I mean, you think about your mental health, and I always think about you guys, in Mexico, in your story that you told on the beach when you guys were sitting on the beach and being waited on hand and foot, with
yeah,
drinks and food, and you
right,
guys are sitting there and you're looking at the waves and the ocean and the sand, and your mental health is like peaked and in
Oh, me.
peace. You guys just, whenever you even tell that story, you can just feel the peace that
yeah,
that you have. and the pina coladas, whatever virgin pina coladas, or whatever kind of pina colada, and the food that you guys ordered. And people don't realize that's a lifestyle when you're in the travel business.
Mhm.
And you think about all the cruises that you've been on. And Brenda and I have been on 36 cruises.
Wow.
We get paid to go. Why not? Oh, by the way, Linda, you really made Brenda's day in setting that up for her.
Oh,
With the to make the reservations for next year's cruise,
yes,
as
yes.
opposed to her trying to figure it out.
Oh, well, as I told her, that's what I do. I just
That's amazing, though, because
and
that's a profession.
it's
You
great.
guys didn't know how to do that before you came in the travel
No,
business and had that
no,
access, and
no.
you learned how to do it to set up a cruise for groups.
Mhm.
Where you can go in and not be totally dependent on, Carnival in this case, but saying, okay, no, this is how we do it, this is how we do it, this is how we do it. That's a
Yeah,
profession, that's a skill set that has value.
yeah.
Rick,
It's been fun.
with having companies like Carnival that we rely on and work with, well, we got a chance to take a group of people that went on a cruise, one of our group cruises, and we ended up in the at the front deck of the ship with the pilot and the
The
captain of the
captain.
ship. In fact, you were there,
Yeah.
and we got to meet the crew. And we are actually going down the Caribbean at 20 knots, and we're sitting there and they're watching. We're talking to the people, the staff. We're on the bridge. I couldn't think of the title. We were on the bridge of the ship. That doesn't
You're on
happen
the
for everyone.
bridge of the ship
Yeah. Yeah.
with how
By
many how
special
many thousand,
invitation.
what is it, a couple of thousand people or so,
Yeah, it was several thousand.
and we're on the bridge of the ship with the captain, and they're showing us as we're plowing down to the Caribbean, I guess where we're going,
Yeah.
and
Yep.
we're just walking around. It's all clean, and they're just showing us, here's what we do, here's what we do. And what I really like, the bridge is set up like the hammerhead shark. We can go all the way over to the eye and look back. And so I
Yeah.
go all the way over to the eye, to the edge, and I can look back and see the rear and look forward. And they have the big window that you can see the entire ocean. And I'm like, wow. And then, of course, how they're still steering the ship.
That was the most amazing thing. No
Yeah. Yeah.
pirate ship steering
No
wheel at all.
way. The technology.
Yep.
Ah,
Yep.
and hey,
Joystick.
Ron, I wasn't going to give up my spot. There's only so many people. Ron can only get so many people up there. And I'm like, no, Brenda, we're going to go.
We're
Oh,
We're,
gonna
definitely.
you know,
Definitely.
I could be a really nice guy and give them, no, 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 I'm not
Well,
giving up my spot.
it's such an honor because usually, even on when they give a ship's tour, they don't include the bridge. It was
Well, we
really
had to take
was
the
quite
windy
an
road to
honor.
get there. All the security.
Oh yes, yes, yeah. But that was really a treat. You know.
That was a treat. Now, when will that happen again?
Ugh, yeah.
Because that don't he only did that for Captain Lynn Kane.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes. Yeah. Because it was one Navy man to another.
One Navy
You
man
know,
to
and
another.
the
And then the
Well,
captain
captain of the
was
ship, the
they
captain of the
exchange
ship.
hats or
Yeah, Captain Lee. Oh, Captain Lee from the Carnival Cruise Lines recognized Len being a rear admiral, retired, and he gave him his cap, his dress cap. The white uniforms with the caps. He gave it. He presented it to Len out of recognition and respect.
wow,
the
It
captain
was
had been
wonderful.
in the Italian Navy before he
wow,
joined the cruise line. So that's
wow.
really cool.
Yeah, we have access. So if you're looking at to mental health, of course, and then just reset, Ron, I think you hit the nail on the head. Every time we get to the place where we want to reset or we need a reset, there's a trip. There's a trip. There's something. I think for us being in the travel business, we naturally, I don't know if we were planning it, but we know that after so much time, it's time to get away.
Mhm.
Well,
And
Rick,
uh-huh.
I have an indicator. Every 2 years, I have to get a new watch because the one I buy dies. Well, guess what? I need a new watch, so we got to go on another cruise. I bought a watch at every cruise we've gone on.
Is that right?
Yeah,
Well, he but mind you, he buys a cheap watch that only lasts 2 years, but,
guys, it's time to do battery. I'd rather buy a
Oh,
watch.
that is
That's
too
what I was
funny.
gonna ask. Instead of changing the battery, do you just buy a new one now?
Yes,
Yes,
that's it,
You
that's
do know they now can plug in and recharge, right?
it.
Oh,
Oh,
that's too
but
funny.
it's you need an excuse to go on a cruise, well, that's Ron's excuse, so
Hey,
whatever works, whatever works.
whatever works,
yeah, Guy
whatever works.
Burger. Rick, Guy Burgers. They're a reason for you to go
Man,
on a cruise.
Mhm.
well,
You know, the
Ron
one
took
part
Go ahead, Mary.
I wanted to add to the freedom and the traveling part
Oh,
was
yes, yes, yes.
we are now open about, mental health and,
Mm,
issues that come up so that people who need special accommodations can get them that we didn't have before.
True.
And it's a good way to get you out of your comfort zone just a little bit to help decide what your purpose is going to be, help figure out what your next chapter of life is going to be.
Mhm.
Mary, talk about neurodiversity travel and what you plan to do.
So, what I'm working on and what I've been dealing with is a bunch of different things. So, for instance, um, we were supposed to go to Nebraska. We're not, that trip has got canceled because of things that came up over the weekend and stuff isn't in place for it anymore. But being able to work with hotels, for instance, my son has sensory food issues. So, like, his go to comfort food is Jack's Pizzas. So, I've talked to the Hilton Hotel. And so they are, because their kitchen doesn't open 24/7, we worked it out so we can have a little pizza oven in our room and they're going to help supply it for us so that if he gets hungry, you know, someone will run and grab a pizza for us.
Mm.
We already
Nice.
have bought them, put them aside for us. It's making sure that there's a second set of door locks. Many of those chain locks or those flip locks are at eye level. Well, most kids can reach those, so you can't keep them in their room. So putting a second one that doesn't get used if it doesn't need to be used up on the very top of your door, so that kids can't climb on chairs and reach the top to get up.
Mm.
Um, Making sure lights are turned down if you need them that way, or room temperatures. Different bedding depending. Do they need to bring their a different blanket because the material is uncomfortable for them?
Oh, sure.
Little things, smells, making sure, most importantly, that they're on the bottom floor in a corner away from the elevator and not on the top floor. And then converting to doing the same thing for like veterans with PTSD, having them on the top floor away from an elevator
Mm.
so that they're away from the noise and certain sounds that can trigger them. It's just, creating that perfect opportunity based on where your struggle. Not planning everything back to back, keeping breaks in between, but also having the resources. Every state, every area has different pharmacies. So if you need a prescription refilled or a certain smell, making sure that that's available at a drugstore near where you're going and where that is, a hospital, for instance, in case you get overloaded and your son needs a visit, or autism centers, a place for them just to have resources and people around you to help you if you need it.
So do your homework ahead of time so you are aware of locations and things,
Or or work with a travel agent that's already trained in all that.
Mhm.
So
That's a
that's what
great
I.
idea, Mary. You have a unique niche to be able to service unbelievable. You know how large the market is, and unlimited, and so that you're going to be able to maximize that, take advantage of the not only the opportunities, you're not only serving and helping others, you're going to be able to benefit and travel yourself. It's really multifaceted in its ability
Oh
to help
yeah.
you and Dave and the kids, or Andy and the kids.
Mhm. I
If
mean,
you
we're
if
still
you are,
traveling, but it's
I was going to say,
go
if
ahead,
if
Rick.
you are listening to this show, Mary is building a team of travel agents
Yes.
and training and raising up a team of travel agents. And some have families with neurodiverse, family members. Some don't. And so, but if you want to learn, contact Mary.
Yes.
Contact her ASAP because she's going to be teaching. You'll learn this,
Mm-hmm.
teaching families how to travel. Like everything she just said, it's not intuitively obvious. You have to
Right.
be taught and trained. That's why families don't travel. But they will travel more with the teaching and things that she's going to be showing you. But working with the families, you want to learn how to do that. You got to learn how to do that, even if it's your own family.
Mm-hmm.
And it starts with your own family. But she's going to
Hmm.
teach you how to do it. So contact her ASAP. She's going to be working with travel agents, raising up travel agents that know how to work with these families and to work with the vendors. That's the other part. She's going to be
Yes.
working with the vendors to make sure that they are ready to accommodate these families. Can you
Mm-hmm.
imagine the vendors not being prepared because they don't know and no one's talking to them how to
Mm-hmm.
accommodate these families? And, that's how it was in the past. And it's kind of, like you say, Ron, about Carnival, they're doing a pretty good job, I guess, of making the adjustment for
Yeah.
families with neurodiverse members, family members.
And this was neat because I bet a lot of vendors would be happy to accommodate if they just know what is needed. And so
That's true.
it's such an important market um, for,
Well,
f-
and the biggest
for
misconception is that it needs to be expensive. It needs you see people create these sensory rooms that are lights and all this stuff. In reality, you don't need to spend the thousands and thousands of dollars to create a place for kids. You don't need to make all these massive adjustments and put your company in the hole. You know, using different questions, you can streamline it. It's like Carnival gives you a kit. Well, some kids that you don't need all that stuff in the kit. How much money is that going to save Carnival if they can streamline each kit for each individual?
Mhm.
Now, this is the most coolest thing. Okay. So, Mary, you have to consider this. Like, we'll go to Vegas. I'm a travel agent,
Hmm.
natural travel agent. So I can go into any resort in Vegas and I can identify myself as such, a travel agent that wants to see or to do a property inspection for that hotel, for that resort. The manager will rush out from the back and say, "Hey, I'll walk you around." And I have my little sheet, my property inspection sheet that you can download from the back office. Now, Mary, you'll create your own. So I recommend download the property inspection sheet and then just make the modifications that you need for to do a neurodiversity inspection. But anyhow, and so that manager will walk me around and say, "Here's what we have." He'll say, "Here's what we have for the special needs and for the handicap rooms and da 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 da. And we've got the ramps and we've got this, 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 this." But you're coming in as a neurodiversity specialist. And so you're explaining up to at the beginning, up front at the desk, I'm here to do an inspection and to kind of give you a little training on the needs of the neurodiverse families that are going to be coming here so that you can increase your occupancy, da 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 da. And they'll be like, "Really? Wow, we didn't know." That's why I'm here. And I'm going to leave a checklist with you as well so you can make sure that. And so as they're given inspection of the property, you've got your own checklist, and you may even hand them one as they're going through their little standard, tour. And when they go to the rooms, like you're explaining all the things that they don't know how to service these families,
Mhm.
and you're explaining it as they're going and as you're doing the tour, and he shows you the room, and you look at the lock, and you smell the smells, and you look at the lights, and you see the sheets and the covers, and all those things that you just mentioned. And so you're educating them while you're going through the tour that they're giving you. Now, when we do this as travel agents in Vegas or somewhere, they'll say, "Oh, okay, thank you. And by the way, here are some two free tickets for the show." They'll say, "Here's a couple of tickets for the buffet." We're like, "Oh, thank you," because they want us to experience that property and stay on
Mhm.
that property. You could do that in Minnesota. You may not be able to do it in the town that you're in because it's like RF Mayberry, kind of deal. But
It's children of the cornlands.
Aunt Ruth, so you may not be able to do it in where you are, but and Andy and Barney and
Gomer.
Hey,
Gomer.
we actually have police alerts
But
saying
I
there's
say
a
all
cow
that to
that got out. Be careful
a
when you
what?
drive down this road.
A
There's a
cow?
police alert.
A cow on the loose. That's what we were saying
Just
this
to make
morning. A
sure you
mouse in
don't
the
hit
house.
it.
A mouse in the house.
So we can say prayers for the mouse because he's not going to be here long. But
Because
anyhow,
he'll
so
be dead.
Barry, you could do that just as a test
Yeah.
at a hotel, a nice hotel in
Mhm.
town,
Yeah.
and I guarantee you'll get the same result that you're anticipating because they don't know. And, and I guarantee you, and you could let them know at the end, I am a consultant if you need my services. So start thinking about what you will charge. So, ladies
Mhm.
and gentlemen, if you're listening to this travel allows you an opportunity to monetize whatever your profession is. If you're a photographer,
Right.
destinations, weddings, even funerals. I mean, imagine whatever your profession is, it allows you to monetize it. So even like right now, as I'm speaking, what is your profession? What is your passion? What do you like to do? Okay, now add travel to that and put on your thinking cap. How can I now monetize the thing I like to do anyway? If you're Jim or Ed, who does the Gettysburg battlefield tours, now, and he was doing it for lunches. Just get me lunch. Now he's an actual travel agent. Sign up
Mhm.
for the travel agents that support, the Gettysburg, that have become part of that trade group.
We're
And now
getting
you
him
just,
hooked up, Rick. We're getting him hooked up with uh, Diamond Tours, Coach
oh
Tours.
my gosh, what?
Yeah, because they need someone who knows what he knows at Gettysburg, so they can put it on their on their list of coach tours that they can offer. Now that helps him because now he's going to use what he already knows and loves to do, history buff and helping others and introducing
And
them
get paid for it.
and get
And
paid.
get paid for it. It's time, ladies and gentlemen, to think outside the box. We've moved into a time and an era. If you don't do it, it doesn't get done.
Mm.
Don't fall into the trap of complacency for your future and your family's future. It's time to take charge. What we're sharing with you on I Have a Dream, Travel Tuesdays, you can make dreams and reality happen, is an opportunity for you to step out, especially with, like Mary is saying, summer travel, family time, mental health, just reset. It's up
Mhm.
to you. New places, new memories, new perspectives. And it's time
Yep.
for the new you, the new you. Back to you, Ron.
Well, we just want to thank everybody that came on the show today. And as we broadcast and people pick up on the show, we run the show at noon on Mondays Eastern Time, and we operate basically. You can check in every day, but we have different topics on different days. And of course, Tuesday is Travel Tuesday. Friday, we have Salute. We have as a friend and partner one of the original Top Guns that exists. His name is Captain Len King, retired Rear Admiral, nominated for 5 Nobel Peace Prize. You could meet him and talk to him on Friday on the Friday show. Friday afternoon, we have a nutritionist and a dietitian, Beth. She's an expert in guiding people, families. She's hired by the state of New York to certify cafeterias, schools, and their programs. So she's really knowledgeable, very helpful, and can help you change your lifestyle from a health, food, and eating standpoint. And that's every day. And then Saturday morning, you got Linda's Corner, and you can have a great time listening to Linda, who was here on the show today. And she will resort, and she does a review of the week. And he many times has features, like we'll be doing a special feature for the 4th of July. We do it for Flag Day, for Veterans Day, Memorial Day, just different times that there's specials going on, and we're always promoting.
Linda's Curiosity Corner, so it's
Yes,
lots
I'm
of
sorry,
fun.
honey.
Nice.
So
With that,
everybody, thank you for today for participating, and we look forward to talking to you again soon. Invite somebody
You
else
always,
to come.
Rod, you make it sound like Linda's in trouble and you put her in the corner. Linda's corner. Oh.
but it's a curiosity corner, so that's okay. Thanks, everyone. Bye
Bye
We'll
bye.
now.
see you. Hey, Ron, thanks for joining us. I know you was under the weather, but you,
I
of
feel
course,
better.
you did
I feel better,
fantastic.
Rick, and I'm here. So
Woo! We'll see you guys.
Bye
bye
bye.
now.